Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over the 9 skills that I learned that helped me create a career as a professional stuntman here in Hollywood. If you don't know me, my name is Omar Zaki. I was born in Dubai, raised in Washington, D.C., and then when I turned 21, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue my dream of a full-time career in the entertainment industry.
It is packed, as you can see, and I am ready to drive across the country over the next 2 weeks.
For the past 7 years, between music videos, live shows, commercials, TV shows, movies, and video games, I have been doing just that. Growing up, I just wanted to learn cool things. I wanted to be like these characters that I saw on TV, whether they were superheroes or anime characters or Jedi, and learning these skills was my way of doing that. In no particular order, skill number 1, stunt falls. Duh, what were you expecting? You need people to die, to get hurt, to get shot. The more spectacularly that a person can do that and the more safely a person can do that, then the better the overall scenes that are created can be. I started small by learning on mats, doing small stunt falls, basic stunt falls, so it's really, really difficult to hurt yourself, and then kind of progressing up from there, watching videos, and I am lucky that there are a lot of stunt workshops taught in LA, so I've taken those workshops, and then over the years of doing them, the skill naturally improves. Skill number 2. Parkour! Parkour! I can't believe that I just did that, considering that I hate that meme. Parkour! No offense, The Office. I just hate it because I've been sent it, no joke, like 1,000 times. So please, this is my request, please stop sending me that meme. Please. I beg you. Parkour! I started with parkour back in 2011 and it completely altered the course of my life. I took a basic lesson at a parkour gym in Virginia called Urban Evolution when I was 17 years old. I wasn't the best at it, but I absolutely loved it, and that lit a fire under me that made me want to train as much as possible. I found gyms to train at, watched more tutorials than I care to remember, and filmed myself constantly with my friends to create this feedback loop of watching ourselves so we could learn as fast as possible. Eventually, I became a parkour instructor at that gym, Urban Evolution, and was literally in the gym every single day, training, learning, and practicing parkour. And along the way, I've been able to make cool chase scenes on my YouTube channel, dress up as Spider-Man, dress up as Power Rangers, make these fun videos, as well as it helped me begin booking commercials when I moved to Los Angeles because it was a specialized skill. It also helped me get my first national television gig where I played the geek in Ultimate Tag.
I'm Omar Zaki, and I am the geek.
Now, being that it was the first stunt skill that I ever learned and it catapulted me to where I am, parkour and free running will always have a special place in my heart. Skill number 3, the bow staff, the first weapon I ever learned to manipulate. Now, at the time, I wasn't doing martial arts. I honestly just wanted to learn to spin a stick and make it look cool, as vain as that sounds. I started learning it because my friends and I were gonna make an Avatar: The Last Airbender live action short film because I love Avatar, and Aang, of course, uses his bow staff. So if I was gonna play Aang in this video, then I, as well, needed to learn how to use a staff. And yes, I can promise you that that is me bald. I know my hair has gone through a lot of different changes. I've been doing this for a while. I mainly started learning by watching videos on YouTube, going out of my front yard and just spinning my staff. And I've dropped it probably over 1,000 times, and I've whacked myself in the back of the head, and maybe I've gotten a concussion from it. I don't remember. But cut to years later, and I've now been able to get a pretty good handle on this skill, and it is by far one of my favorite things to do, and in my opinion, one of the coolest things out there. In general, prop manipulation and the ability to manipulate any object is a super great skill for any stunt performer to have, for any fight scene, for any performance, and just for increasing your overall coordination. Now, I'm not a master of any of these skills. I've chosen to become a jack of all trades, a renaissance man, if you will, because having the ability to perform multiple skills has proven invaluable and makes me a very valuable asset to different sets and different jobs. Side note, I am gonna do a shameless plug and ask you to subscribe because right now I'm trying to grow this channel to 1 million subscribers. It's my #1 goal for this year. We do everything from superhero videos to action short films to bringing video games to real life and breaking it all down of how we're doing it. So if that sounds up your alley, then subscribing would be totally awesome. Thank you so much. Skill number 4, boxing, you know, throwing hands, the ability to punch real good like. As a stunt actor, I've got to be able to control my limbs. Like, that's what stunts is. It's being able to control your body and do things with it. So boxing and learning how to punch has proved critical for me. I mean, think about any video game you've ever played, from Mortal Kombat to Tekken to Street Fighter to Injustice to Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom. Also, I have been in one of these franchises. That's a bad attempt at a wink. I have been blessed with friends who are much better at boxing than I am, so I've been able to get great tips along the way, but I started like anything else, watched a lot of videos, put in a lot of time on the bag, throwing punches, and then just continue to watch these videos of myself as well as get feedback from others. And then you do that for a couple years, and eventually, you know, you get pretty decent at it. Skill number 5, acting. It's called stunt acting. Acting is as much a part of this as anything else. To be comfortable in front of a camera, to be able to convince an audience that you're dying or that you're in pain, or to be able to deliver dialogue, or to have a scene where you're doing a fight scene or a chase scene with intention and emotion to tell a story. That is all acting. I sucked at acting when I first began.
Coffee? Coffee's not for me. I don't really like coffee that much.
I was awkward and uncomfortable, but just like working out, if you put in enough reps over time, you will get better. And I found myself getting way more confident on camera, way more comfortable expressing myself. I mean, even this right here, this is a version of acting, sitting down in front of a camera and speaking to you and doing my best to be charismatic on camera to connect with you, an audience. This is an exercise in acting. Now, I've ended up taking acting classes here in Los Angeles and voiceover classes, as well as just making a bunch of my own projects. And after all of these reps and all of this exposure, I have gotten way more comfortable with the craft of acting and expressing myself on camera. Skill number 6 is a fun one. It is kicking. And to be an action hero, be a video game action character, not only you gotta be able to punch real good, you gotta be able to kick. Is that Southern? I don't know why I just came Southern. I wasn't trying to be, I don't know what that is. I began with a few martial arts classes in Taekwondo and before moving to Los Angeles, and then I found some Kung Fu classes here in Los Angeles, as well as there's actually a kicking specific seminar taught by the stunt coordinator Vladislav Rimberg, who has been immensely helpful. But most of it has been my own training, and then having a lot of videos of other people's kicking technique that looks really good, looking at my own kicks, realizing that they don't look like that, and then keep doing them until they start to look more like the kicks that I see by other people that I like. I'm by no means an expert at this, but they have seriously improved over the years, and I'm personally really happy with my progress. Skill number 7 is similar to the bow staff. It's another form of prop manipulation, but this is probably the most common non-gun weapon in all of film and media, and it is the sword, in all forms that the sword comes in. I have always loved swinging sticks around. I used to go find sticks in my backyard, and then, you know, when I was 10 or 11, and try to pretend like I was a Jedi. I've absolutely been inspired by Star Wars, by The Legend of Zorro, by Lord of the Rings, or Pirates of the Caribbean. Those things absolutely transformed my life. I started, very similar to the rest of it, by just watching random tutorials online and trying to learn these random tricks. And then over the years, I've now taken fencing lessons and lessons in Japanese sword and more European style sword play, and then just learned a bunch of random lightsaber tricks over the years. And I even got to do a Three Musketeers live show where I got to be one of the Musketeers and we got to learn and sword fight on stage. I'm so passionate about this weapon and Star Wars that I decided to go with my friends and recreate the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul lightsaber fight in one day on YouTube, and you can go check that out if you're interested. The link will be in the description. But ultimately, learning that skill and getting comfortable with this weapon has put me in a good situation if anybody wants to ever, I don't know, hire me for an epic lightsaber duel or like a cool sword fighting stunt jumping job. Like, I don't know, call me maybe. I just know that if that's something that I want to happen, the better I am with a sword or a lightsaber, then the more likely it is to happen and the better off I'll be. Skill number 8, we're coming to the end here. This is acrobatics in general. Similar to parkour and free running, but acrobatics is the ability to flip and tumble anywhere, not just off walls or small ledges, but to be able to flip on flat ground in an open field, or to be able to flip off of mini tramps, or to flip on wires, or anything of the sort, to create this general agile and acrobatic skill. Notice I said skill, because I believe that most of these skills can be learned by most people. A skill inherently is something that with time, energy, focus, and practice can be improved upon over time. In general, it has drastically increased my overall capability as a stunt actor and helped me contribute in so many ways in every project that I've done. Finally, the 9th and final skill that I use as a professional stunt actor is, wait for it, filming and editing. Weird, right? I bet you weren't expecting that. It's not a physical skill like martial arts or learning a backflip, but this skill, this has compounded the potential of all my other skills. Learning the skill of working a camera and understanding settings and how to get different kinds of shots, and then the editing knowledge to put it all together, to cut a scene together, whether it's a fight scene or a chase scene, and the ability to add music and sound effects has proven absolutely invaluable to me because it gave me the opportunity to create my own feedback loop. The more you see yourself on camera, the more you're able to use as feedback to tell yourself what's working and what's not working. And by now, I have watched thousands upon thousands of videos of me performing, starting way back in 2011 when I was first learning how to flip. And I could look at these videos and look back at them and try to figure out why I'm not landing on my feet. And you learn these things by creating this feedback loop and seeing yourself doing the thing that you want to get better at. It is a huge reason why I've been able to get to where I am in my career, because I've learned something from every single project that I've done, whether it's about filming or editing or writing or creating in general or acting and performing. And all of those projects compounded over 10 years, 11 years, all of your skills rise so much. And not only that, but now that I've created the skill of filming and editing, I'm able to completely create and curate the videos that I release out into the world that showcase my skills and the skills of my friends. And it all started with picking up an iPhone, going out, and just filming stuff. Wow, Omar, you're so cool. We get it. You've got all these awesome skills and abilities. Stop bragging and stop showing off. You might be thinking that, and I really hope you're not, because that's not the point that I'm trying to reinforce. I didn't mention this before. The overall point that I want to get across is that I sucked at almost everything. At almost everything that I've done, I was bad. I was very bad at it, and I've gotten made fun of and had a lot of not nice things said about me because of how silly I looked, because of how stupid that I looked, because people didn't believe in me because they didn't see the vision that I had. On the opposite side of that, I've also had a lot of support and a lot of people that did believe me, and the better that I get, the more that I do, the more people see where it's all going. And the big point is that every skill I learned along the way made it easier to learn the next skill, because I was gaining confidence along the way, because I had a track record of other things I was learning, and I was essentially proving to myself that I can learn these skills and abilities and become this person that I want to become and achieve this life that I want to achieve in the career that I want to create for myself. As a final caveat, none of this was methodical. I didn't plan all of these things out ahead of time, like I'm going to learn this and then this and then this. I just got interested in things, and then I followed the passion of it. And that passion is what made learning much more enjoyable. There's always going to be some difficulty to it, but I really did enjoy what I was doing and what I was learning, and that's what allowed me to learn these skills and to keep going to where I'm at now. All right, 5-second summary. From stunt falls to parkour and free running, bow, staff, and sword, boxing, kicking, acrobatics, filming and editing, and acting, those are the 9 skills that I've learned to create a career as a professional stunt actor here in Hollywood. I've got tons of action videos on my YouTube channel demonstrating these skills with my friends, and then some where I take you along the process of me learning these skills and documenting them. So if you want to go on those journeys with me, you can go check those out. And then you can go practice and learn a skill of your own. Because I'm a huge believer that movement and physical skills and fitness are incredibly powerful in shaping the people we want to become and the lives we want to create for ourselves. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. I believe that anyone can be super. That means that I can be super, and that also means that you can too. So have a super day, and I'll see you soon.